tell me a little bit, for people that are completely unfamiliar, a little bit about the show and who you guys play.
I play Detective Miles Hoffman in a show called Stumptown. And Stumptown is based on a graphic novel. And Stumptown is actually, if you don't know, it's a nickname for the city of Portland, which is a city that many of us don't know much about because it hasn't been overshot. You know, it hasn't always been, it's not a common backdrop like LA or New York. And we're really excited to kind of unearth all of the gems that exist within that city and within this graphic novel that people haven't seen before.
Something you should know about our show is that music has its own world here. It's very funny, even though it's a kind of an accidental PI story about a woman who is a military vet, and she's come home and is kind of a mess. She's a gambling addict and a sex addict, and she's just a mess. She ends up kind of being an accidental private investigator. Not that she set out to do it, but she owes a debt, and this is how she's going to pay it. And we happen to be on the police department. I'm Lieutenant Cosgrove, and she happens to unearth many things we're looking for, but yet she does it in a not by the rules kind of way, and so she's always down at the station being interrogated, and yet she's providing so much information for us to help solve cases. And these two have a interesting relationship, which I find to be threatening, and I don't approve, and just.
I felt like that was code for a romance.
Mutual respect.
Well, you have to wait and see. You have to wait
You're
and
not
see.
going to tell me much.
You know.
Do you keep
I'll
in
just
touch with
hold my breath.
Jennifer or with anyone from the
I
practice?
completely keep in touch with Jennifer and almost everybody from the practice. It's like having a family.
Can you describe your show in 3 words?
Humorous, heartfelt, and real.
To delve deep and do any research to prepare? I feel like you guys have played so many things at this point in your career that you were like, I got this.
I did. It was, I have played women in the military before, and so I have met a lot of women in service. I have read a lot of firsthand accounts of their time over there, in service and out of service. But it was really kind of delving into the PTSD, physicalizing that for television because you have to kind of show it in a way, figuring out what the triggers for her specifically would be, and then just trying to personalize all of that stuff in a way that felt normal.
I feel like when you show up in movies and shows, I'm expecting you to be the comic relief. Are you that in this show, or is it a whole different animal?
I think it's a whole different animal, but if I'm not being funny in it, then I've done something wrong.